What is up, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary as I take the last swig of my smoothie that I just snuck in before we went live there. It's Monday, baby. It's Monday. And we've got a great guest this morning. We're going to be talking to a fellow marketer coming all the way from India named Ajay. And he's got I think, very relatable topic for everybody. He's got this concept that I know so many of us can relate to, which you can see it right here in the title, which is 13 years of consuming content versus 1 month of dedicated action. And for those of you who are, wondering how do you transition into getting results? Well, this is the conversation that you need to hear. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our guest all the way from India. Ajay, can you hear me, my friend?
Yeah, man, you're audible.
Awesome. Good to see you.
Same here, man. Happy to be on your show.
Yep. It's good to have you. So take us back, man. This idea of 13 years of consuming content versus 1 month of taking action, and the difference in the results that you got in those two realities, because they're sort of alternate. They're different. They're almost like a different world. When you're consuming content, you're getting a certain result. You're having certain feelings. Maybe they're frustration. Maybe they're confusion. Versus when you start taking action, you may get a few bumps and bruises along the way, but you also almost miraculously start to get results. Now, those results may not be big. They may be small results. Oh my gosh, I generated one lead. I got one sale. But it eventually begins to build. So take us back even 13 years ago and talk to us about the journey leading up to this point where you're at right now.
Yeah, thanks, man. So basically it was back in 2007, somewhere around February of 2007. In India back then, internet was not at that speed or something that we have today. So I just remember we had just had a new computer and a new internet, and I had a 64 kbps internet speed, and which was good enough at that point in time, to be honest, right? So, and I think something happened. I just went to a net one day and I just typed in how to make money online. I was just in sophomore year of my engineering, and I was looking out if I can make something on the side along with my studies and something, right? And I still remember I went onto some page and it had a typical story about a breakaway guru who is going to expose them all, and then he will teach me how he's going to make money. And the feeling at that point in time was very different than when I read those sales letter now, because point in time you get sucked into that letter. I think I must have read it over 3, 4, 5 times over a period of next 2 or 3 months. But then I got introduced to the world of SEO. Then I got introduced to pay-per-click marketing. Then there was many other. So during those times, the video content was not such on a high. Most the giveaways were very much in vogue. So every day you had some new marketer having his own giveaway, and I had become a complete content junkie. So I used to go to these giveaways. I used to enter my email address and download all these things, try to read many of the things. And the journey continued for 2 or 3 years. Then about 2011, I decided, okay, I've consumed a lot of content and all. Now let's start and take some action. So I went ahead. I actually got a very good domain name, internetmarketing.org. But then I never realized the importance of the domain name, so I let it pass away. I started a blog, but actually did not take any kind of concrete action. And then I was always in touch with the online world. But then I finished my college, then I finished my post-graduation. I went to a corporate job, have been doing over there for 5, 6 years. And every weekend or something, I used to go back to the posts, to the content that I had downloaded over the years, try to read it. But then I never took any action on it. I was just consuming content. Then there was a point in time about 5 or 6 years into my corporate career that one of the companies I had just joined in actually had asked people, were laying off people. So they had actually given me 3 months time to actually find a new job. So those 3 months had a very critical impact, because then I realized I had to do something. So that was first time that I actually followed somebody, and I made not much but about $120 in that one and a half months. I did find a job before those 3 months were getting over, but then it kind of rekindled that fire, and that was also a point in time when I had decided, okay, if there's one thing that I'm going to follow, that is going to be list building. Another year went by. I was just surfing around somewhere, and then I came across a certain advertisement which was about list building. I just went into there and I just saw what it is. And it so happened that I was again in the middle of a switch from my current company to the next company. And I had about 40-45 days of lean period. So that was the first time I actually decided that I'm going to buy that high ticket program, and I'm going to give 30 days that I have full fledged to it, and just to see what happens. So that 30 days were actually just last November, actually, right? And so it was last November when I actually started the business that I started eventually into list building and solo ads. By the end of November, in that 1 month, I started on 1st of November. That was the month when I made first $1,100 online. A part of that was profit, about I think $200 or $250. Rest of them was investment. But that was a very significant mindset shift for me, because after consuming content for around 12-13 years, you finally decide 1 month that you're going to give it all. I remember that was a month where I was giving about 12-13 hours a day to the entire, because I had nothing else to do and I was very much motivated. I have to make this happen. And as the days rolled by, the 1000 turned into 2000, the 2000 turned into 5, 5 into 10, 10 into 20. So the last 1 year has been pretty good for me. But I believe that 1 month of November, wherein I decided to actually follow what my mentor told me and to go all in into the business. So that has made for all the difference. And it's not that I had some extraordinary kind of knowledge in that 1 month which I did not have before in first 13. It was just the fact that you action upon what you have been told to action upon, which is why I consider the 13 years as the kind of, probably the ideal scenario would have been that I had taken action long back when I had started. But I'm happy for the fact that at least today I have been able to carve out a business for me out of all those passion of 14 years.
I was unmuted.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry about that, or I was muted. So describe. I mean, I think so many people go through this. This consuming content. I mean, the fact that it was 13 years. It's what would you tell people who are in that sort of content consuming hamster wheel? What would you tell them to based on your experience to get them to take action on something, even if it's wrong? Just to get their feet wet and start to learn through experience versus sort of staying in this career learning mode.
So actually, I would tell them the same thing, the advice that I used to listen everywhere when some others used to tell me, but probably it took experience. When I did the same thing and saw results, that is when it came to fruition. So it is, you need to first figure out what is the one thing that you need to do. There are 20, 30, 40 ways that you can make money online, but you need to say for yourself that this is the one path that I am going to take. So that path might be anything. That path might be you want to go into organic marketing, you want to go into list building, you want to develop an agency for yourself, or probably you want to become a funnel designer, anything. But you need to first decide what is that one path that you want to take. The second path I would recommend for people is to find someone in that particular niche who has done what that you want to do. And I know it sounds very cliche because most of the people give that advice. And the reason it's a cliche is because it works. I have seen it myself. When you find somebody, because your learning curve is going to be cut into 20% of what it is going to be if you try to do it by yourself. And when you do things by yourself, see, even when you have a mentor, there are going to be points when you're going to be frustrated, when you're going to face failures. Now consider going through the same journey without a helping hand. those frustrations or failures are going to be 10x of what they are now. And then there's a limit to which your willpower and your positivity will last you. So that having a mentor, a guide, or a what we can say a roadmap of what you have to do, that is very important to first. And second, then you have to obviously as you go along the journey, you have to develop that mindset wherein okay, you have to think this was an obstacle, I will overcome that. But that mindset gradually develops as you throw yourself into the business. But the first is to make that decision. I'm going to do this is the path that I'm going to follow. This is the guy I'm going to follow. And three, whatever happens, I'm going to stay on the path, at least for a period of 6 months or 1 year. That is what. Yeah.
Now I have also, I want to throw something in there about a mentor, right? Because everybody on the internet always sort of uses that as a sales pitch. It's like you need a mentor, and I want to say, because I feel like I need to say this because so many I think so many people have heard that message of getting a mentor, and so many different people use that in their sales pitch that a lot of my success has come from learning from indirect mentors, meaning that tuning into a show like this every morning and hearing somebody like myself speak consistently every day and having a chance to be able to assess what they're saying and learn that they're the real deal and not just somebody who's written a sales letter and is promising some big, ability to help you, but you don't really know who they are. And I think nowadays the internet gives you the ability to be able to have that, exposure to somebody, because we can do a bit of research. Okay, I can see that this person's got testimonials or success stories or whatever like that. So I want to warn people that one of the biggest places that I've seen people get hurt is buy into this idea that one person is their savior, is their God, is their mentor, who's going to be the person who changes their life. And then they realize, oh man, this person's a real human being, or maybe they exaggerated a little bit and I put all my ducks in this basket and now this person's letting me down. Which again is why I'm a bit more attracted to communities, to where I can get a wide diversity of voices. But do you feel that that's true? What comes up for you when I say that? I think a bit of your story has to do with kind of that first mentor who you read the sales page and it wasn't exactly what you thought it was. What comes up for you as you hear me say what I just said?
Yeah. So actually, what happens when you actually take a mentor is, it is less about the fact that you have, I'm talking about my experience. So basically when you decide to go, so what happened for me? For 13 years, I was consuming content, but basically I had not invested in myself at that point in time. When I took over a mentor, that was the point when I actually invested in myself. And for majority of the people, when they invest in themselves, the seriousness that which they take the program, that goes up multifold. So I believe the same program given to someone as a freebie, and the same program, exact same content given to someone else when they have paid for it, their own involvement or their mindset about implementing those. Because what I feel is, if I go and consume content on YouTube, I think I would find 95% of because I have since my the first product I invested in, I have invested in multiple products since that point in time. So I see there are I would find a lot of content for free on the YouTube as well if I am to go and do it. But I think YouTube does not, for your own mindset, from your mindset perspective, watching a video on YouTube for free and for something that you have paid, and then watching that, your inner push to take action is much higher when you invest in yourself, is what I feel like.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And, it goes back to the old saying that people who don't pay attention, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one of the
And I have been
reasons why,
guilty of that. I have been guilty of that.
of course, me too. I mean, this is one of the things that I think is so beautiful about our conversations here every morning is that even I am not saying that I'm above natural human law, which is if I don't pay for something, I'm not going to be that invested in it, So yeah, there's an element, which is what I brought up a second ago, which is, get a mentor, but be cautious about putting all of your all of your dreams and your belief in this one person. They are a human being. They are a human being. I've seen people who actually are and do have the ability to be great mentors, but then 3 months later they get distracted and they're off on something else. So just remember that people are human beings. And then the second thing is absolutely there's a piece of me investing, putting my money into something, investing my money into education or coaching or whatever, which then gets me accountable. It gets me accountable and it makes me take something more seriously. And I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I correctly agree with you. The mentor will show you the road, but you have to walk the road at the end of the day. And that road, even with a mentor, will have obstacles. It's not that it is going to be a smooth ride or the mentor will be able to do it all for you. It is just the road that he will show you. At the end of the day, you need to walk it. And that will have challenges. So that is where I think the individual mindset comes into place.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting. So now that you've gotten past this sort of consuming content and so forth, you've sort of got into the solo ad side of internet marketing, and meaning that you're kind of learning about how that all works to where you're going and buying traffic wholesale and selling it retail to people. Usually solo ads is mostly people who are emailing their list, and you can basically buy an advertisement spot for them to email their list with your affiliate link or whatever link you want to give them. That's essentially what solo ads are. I'm not sure where the name solo came from. Do you know?
I don't know, man. It was just solo ads.
Solo ads has a bad rap.
Yeah.
It has a bad rap, because there's a lot of tricks, I guess, or not quality traffic. People, you don't particularly know where the traffic is coming from. So, is there anything in particular that you're doing in the solo ad world that's different than anybody else?
So what I have been doing at my end, I have been basically selling two types of traffic. So once I started with solo ads, I realized some bit of what you are saying, that results can be a bit different. It's not like always wholeheartedly. So what I did was I then went towards the side of building my list with Google and all those kind of traffic stuff. So I actually sell two kinds of traffic, and the difference between them is basically twice. The one kind of traffic is my regular traffic, which basically comes from, I have a list and all I have built through using vendors and all, which is my regular traffic. And then I have a list which I have built with Google advertising and other stuff, the premium. And that is a different kind of a traffic. So now what I'm able to do is I'm able to offer that choice to my customer, what they want to go with. And whatever most like 95-97% of my success has been because of the second type of list that I have, because that is something which differentiates you in this marketplace. So that is something which I believe only around 1 or 2% of the market that's in the solo ad space are doing, the premium traffic with built using premium sources. So I think that is something. Two is something I've tried to always satisfy my customer in terms of whatever help, not in terms of only traffic, in terms of what kind of the landing. So basically when I started, two things apart from solo ads I used to do for my customers was I used to build them a landing page because I had a converted landing page. So I used to build them a landing page so they can get the maximum return for their buck. And two, I used to help them with what kind of follow-up email sequence they should have. So,
I got
so
you.
at least I used to help them complete a circle from the landing page to the follow-up traffic.
And you still do that? Is that still part of the services?
I still do that. And that is complimentary whether you buy 50 or you buy 5,000. So it does not differentiate.
Awesome. So that's cool. And I mean, if I want to hit on something that's a little bit of that's going to give everybody who's happens to be here listening this morning a very, very interesting clue to success here. So listen closely to what I'm about to say. What AJ is doing is not only doing affiliate marketing because you're promoting various products. You've made money as an affiliate for us. You've gone through our education, of course, as a student, but you've also become an affiliate of ours. You've made some pretty decent money. You're an affiliate for other products out there, other high ticket programs, Groove funnels, various different tools and software products, all within this niche of internet marketing. But here's another thing that I want to point out to everybody who's listening, okay, that AJ here is doing. Is I want to tell this by using an analogy. Back in the gold rush, there was a certain segment of people who were going to find gold, and that was how they were going to get rich. And there was another segment of the marketplace that as these people were going to find gold to get rich, they said, ooh, there's an opportunity. All of these people are going to need picks and shovels. Okay. They're going to need repairs for their horse and buggy. And they said, I'm going to provide those services to those people. So not only is AJ mining for gold by selling affiliate products and may eventually get into selling his own courses and coaching, but he's also selling those picks and shovels. He's selling those services to people within this industry. And that's not for everybody. It's not a good idea for everybody to do that, especially at the beginning. Understand the mechanics, understand the dynamics of getting your mindset right. AJ had to go through 13 years of the school of hard knocks. Not sure if you're familiar with that phrase. That's an American one, but that's
I know.
You got it. So
yeah. I've seen the legendary marketer video quite a number of times.
So I want everybody to understand this, that there's multiple within this niche and within every niche that you can work in. There is an opportunity to profit and to build a business or to build multiple streams of your business in not only digging for gold, but also providing products and services to the people who are looking to mine the gold. And you could apply that analogy to really any different industry or niche that you would like to. AJ, what comes up for you as I give that explanation?
No, I realize that. So basically, that's what solo ads or basically the allied services. So basically, if there are affiliate marketers, they will always need traffic. So basically, we are somebody who are those who are providing them the road to their promised land in terms of traffic. So there can be funnel designers who are basically affiliate marketer who needs a funnel for him. There are funnel designers who can do that. So it's an apt-on example basically of what we or basically the allied services industry, the part of the internet marketer does do. And yes, it's a good industry to be a part of. The other fact being of this industry, it allows you to get in touch with a variety of people. So I get in touch with a number of people who are promoting various different offers. So in a way, I'm always abreast of what is working, what is not working. So that's, I believe, kind of a supplemental benefit of this business. If you want to tomorrow, so I basically do most of the work as a solo ad vendor. The affiliate marketing I do is mostly organic, high ticket affiliate, organic ways. Yeah, but if tomorrow I decide, no, okay, I want to do more of a marketing via my list, I would know already what are the kind of offers that are converting well for people. So it kind of cuts down my testing phase for that. So I think it's a great industry to be a part of.
Yeah, when you get into this, when you really truly commit to this business, this industry, just like really anything, you begin to sort of see all the different cavities, all the different the different channels, the different opportunities that there are to get involved in various different just services or products that you can offer within this industry. And it's interesting. I've sold traffic before. It's a tough business. It's not a business that I chose to stay in because I don't want to be responsible for people's results in the sort of the sort of hands-on element to it, and people coming back and saying that they're not happy and so forth. I've found that it's easier to teach people how to do it and then let them do it and sort of be responsible for their results. But this is an example, not only from the helping people set up services to helping people with their advertising. There's what you're doing is sort of an agency style offering, as well as your affiliate marketing. But this additional services business that you have, it's sort of like agency work. You're selling traffic, but you're also offering various services, and it's just somebody just said in the comments, it's an interesting sub niche, and it's a sub niche within the internet marketing world that you can get into, and if anything, sure, the goal is always to make money, but if anything, being exposed to these different sub niches in these different sort of areas of this internet marketing world, you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot about how this industry works, how internet marketing works, and that's an invaluable experience. So, anyways, AJ, first of all, where can people learn about you, connect with you, and also what is your final message to people as we bring this in for a landing?
Yeah. So you can connect with me on my Facebook page. So that's my Facebook profile. So I've just launched a group. You can become a part of it if you want to. So that, or you can always message me. So I always check all my messages, even those which go into spam. So that's not an issue.
What is your Facebook? Because we don't have your last name up here showing, so I can pull it up and do it.
Yeah, it is basically Ajax Solo Ads.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Facebook.com/Ajax Solo Ads.
I got you. Okay.
So that is one. And my message is almost always the same thing that we started with. It's very important that you take action. You're going to fail, that is for certain. But the fact that even when you start again, you will have a much wider phase of knowledge when you do. And you are going to build on your failures. So basically, we as solo ad vendors, our email list is the most important thing for us. Even when I started, in the first 6 months, I had like 3 autoresponders which went bust. All the list I had built went down the drain. But then I started again, because by that time I had built that mindset, okay, it's okay. These things are going to happen and I'm going to build it again. And today it's a fairly big mid 5-figure list. So that's what I would like to say. And it happens with everything that we do. Even if you choose to do Facebook organic marketing, you're going to have some moments wherein you will not be getting that kind of engagement, that kind of response. But if you stick to it with the fundamentals, there will come a time within the next 6 months where you will say, okay, I have made it, or I have achieved what I started with. So choose a path, be consistent. That's the
Awesome, man. It's great to connect with you, and I'm thrilled to hear your story. And I think that's, the fundamentals are really important. So thanks for sort of ending on that note. I hope you'll come back here in the future and keep us updated on, how you're doing.
I intend to come back over here within the next 6 months, and probably I'm much successful high ticket affiliate marketer.
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. Well, I know that you will do it. Not that you can do it, but we all know you can, just like any of us can, but you will. And if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. All right?
Right, definitely. Thank you. Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure talking to you and being on the show, which I have been watching myself. Thank you.
Awesome. You're very welcome. All right, guys. Another great, not only bit of information. The information is always great, hearing from people who are in the trenches actually doing this, but also the other thing I want to point out is hearing from somebody halfway around the world. I mean, at least halfway around the world to me, somebody who is in India. It's really cool to see how this is a worldwide thing. And of course, AJ, you heard kids in the background, people walk. I mean, this is, these are all of us, real people who are working from home or working from some, location in which we're, posted up for a little while or on vacation or whatever. I think you'll see more people traveling in the next year. Most of us have been hunkered down this last year, but there's always other things to take away from these shows more than just what's being said. It's also looking at how wide, worldwide this is, how diverse, our crowd, the people that we have on here are so diverse. It's incredible. I love that. That's one of my favorite things about our community is that we're so diverse, male, female, different countries, different ages, different cultures. It's just a divert, again, no matter who you are, where you come from, what your background or experience level is, or what you have been telling yourself inside of your own head, it's possible for you. And instead of just say it, instead of just hype it up and talk about it, we just want to be here every day to continue to put real, authentic people like AJ in front of you to continue to remind you of that. So I want to thank AJ. You can find him Ajax Solo Ads, or is it AJ's Solo Ads? Let me pull him back on here.
Ajax Solo Ads.
AJAX.
Yeah, Ajax Solo Ads.
Okay, Ajax Solo Ads. All right, my brother. Thanks, man. You can look him up and find him, Ajax Solo Ads. And I want to just thank him again. And I look forward to talking to all of you, any one of you who aspires to be on this show, to have a conversation with me and tell your story. I look forward to hearing it. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Wake Up Legendary. Be legendary. Peace.